Okay, fine. Follow me. These here's mainly the studs available for purchase or for working. That's what you're interested in. What is you boys interested in?
We represent a famous stable and stud farm from Saratoga.
Is that so?
Unofficially.
Of course. This here's Cerberus. Here you go, boy. This one's Old Faithful. He was a champion. He's up for sale for a decent price, the right offer. And this here is Old Father Time. Old Father Time. My favorite horse.
Yo, what's good? It's your boy Whispy Woods. And in this video, you guys, we're going to be understanding part 2 of Decoding Chelonian Epsilonism. Now, in our previous episode, we've understood certain elements of, people that have come into play with the real life aspects of Epsilonism and exactly why the origins of Epsilonism are even occurring in certain games that we have now, like Red Dead Redemption, and why they configure to certain cults within the game, like the Chelonian. But before we get down to a big grasp of that, I want you guys to understand that the reason why the Truth Part 3 is not necessarily out yet is because I'm finding it hard to release that with certain elements of it being kind of revealing of this game, because this mystery within this game is very closely tied in junction with the last mystery. And I think they did this because they really don't understand that certain people have solved that mystery, but it's understanding, because it's really huge, and I kind of knew that they were going to do this, but I didn't think that they would subside the entirety of this mystery to be kind of full-scaled into this game as it was in GTA 5. I kind of presumed that they would introduce a new, just as big mystery, but this is literally just continuing certain things that I was talking about before in the last game, because, just as I've stated before, Red Dead 1 and even the last few Grand Theft Autos, they're all tied together within this mystery, and why the patterns have to be understood within a timeline. But understanding why this timeline is screwed up is exactly how we're going to understand the time travel element and exactly how to do it. But until then, let's start to understand certain elements of our last episode and why Kronos and Greek mythology are very relevant within this mystery in more ways than one. Now, within this clip, I want you guys to understand that they're still running the games exactly how we were understood to, understand them before, which was in a certain pattern of a tree of events. Now, if you go down one path, it will change another, and so on and so forth. But the point here, you guys, is that you have a choice, okay? They gave you literally a choice as to understand this cutscene the way it was supposed to be understood, or a way you wanted to understand it, which could be nothing. Now, what I mean by that is, in this cutscene specifically, they give you an option to kill this man so that you guys can take the horses. But beforehand, it tells you can kill him right at the beginning of the scene, before he names any of these horses, before he gives you the information that's actually useful within this mystery. Now, that's how they fitted a lot of this. You can cut off ties to a lot of things that will give you clues by not looking at the clues, at all. If you were to think, none of this made sense, Greek mythology means nothing in this game, then you would just think, fuck it, Cerberus is just a name. But if we were to understand certain elements of Cerberus, we would understand that he was Hades' pet in Greek mythology. And this closely ties within elements of duality, from Father Time being tied to the birth of the gods within Greek mythology, and the gods within Greek mythology giving birth to the demigods within Greek mythology, like Helios and Apollo and Hercules and so on. But the point is, you guys, is that we have to understand exactly the duality pattern between both stories, like Grand Theft Auto giving a hidden story of religion and Christianity, and this game giving a hidden story of Christianity and religion, but also Greek mythology, and why they conform to tell the same story, but in different patterns. This is the duality within parities, exactly how they configure their games. They create forms of media, these games being compiled of different stories that are already pre-existing. And they're just showing you that religious aspects of stories are doing the same thing that they are doing within their games today. But there's more to the story as we go along, which will reveal new clues into the bigger mystery. First thing I want to bring up is this man's nickname and why they would give him several nicknames, but have you pay attention to something as arbitrary as a cock on the side of the most important mountain in the game. Alright? If you didn't know, his nickname, one of them, is Rooster. Okay? Rooster. It's right there. Now, what we're going to look at here is a little bit of why they have made their games conjoined within patterns and Easter eggs, okay? This is the handbill from Elijah, okay? Dealing with his cult that has to deal with a lot of, different aspects of racism and so on. The point is, you guys, is that I want you guys to understand this is just one more aspect as to how they teach you to read their clues, no different than the Epsilon tract, okay? We're going to read this part, okay? We are told, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house or his manservant or his ass. Do you know why you should not cover his ass? It is simple. The ass is a perfect example of the destruction and depravity this country is headed towards, lest we face up to
the truth.
Now, the point here, you guys, is that they're still speaking in word plays, okay? Once again, you can understand certain aspects of a joke, leading to, a cuss word, which is just referring to someone's butt. But the point is that this is, once again, a word play referring to someone's mule. And they give it off into the second paragraph. But the point is, you guys, is that we're going to start to understand and decode some of this in future, episodes. But I want you guys to understand, this is just one congregated point as to why this game, just like Grand Theft Auto, needs to be dissected carefully, okay? And I understand that, for those of you who feel as though waiting a month or, even certain longer times just to wait for a video is hard, I understand. People are impatient these days. But the point is, you guys, is that I don't get paid off of this YouTube shit. I don't, okay? So I'm doing this out of the kindness of just helping those who want to know, period. If you're not here for that, then I'm not asking you to be, Even for those, who just come here for the music or other things that I do, a lot of that is still all conjoined to show certain things, all right? No joke. Just like Grand Theft Auto and, and Rockstar, the company, they literally put certain clues within every aspect of media that they make just so you guys can understand a bigger mystery here. And I've been doing the same thing just to show you guys exactly how that pattern was created. For a while now, you guys, once again, I've been showing aspects of, religious things and, God, devils, and, a lot of things that have to do with sins and saints and so on and so forth. But they're all to conjoin to show you guys certain things that this game and other games are showing you. It's all one big Easter egg that developers are hiding behind. And it's very... It's very disturbing once you get down to, the real bare knuckle of it. But the point is, you guys, is that they didn't put that fucking UFO, over Florence and Kudo to say segregate and rearrange for no fucking reason. All right? They want you guys to literally segregate and rearrange certain things to understand certain truths. Okay? We need to wake up to the truth, segregate it, and understand that the good Lord was the original segregationist. Okay? We need to understand that they just speak in riddles. And I know a lot of people think that I just speak in riddles, but I'm showing you guys how to speak this language. I'm showing you guys, even though it may seem as though I'm probably losing some of you, I want you guys to understand that this is not hard. It's just a matter of understanding, what certain people choose to not understand, okay? I want you guys to read this part. Be a different breed. Don't be a new species. Would you mate with an alligator or a chicken? Okay. Once again, aspects of eggs, okay, and why we needed to understand certain aspects of a chicken? Of course you wouldn't. Just as a bear is different than
a rooster, okay?
Now understand, Rockstar wrote this shit, you guys. And why would they keep showing you guys the same animals? Why? It's all just to show you guys the same story, the same mystery. And I know that a lot of my videos can sound repetitive, but maybe it's because, once again, I've answered this mystery a long time ago and certain people just don't give a fuck enough to actually use the tools that I've given. But it's okay. I have no problem showing. It just may take a little longer. And as we go on throughout Red Dead, we will start to reveal certain aspects of Grand Theft Auto and vice versa. So understand, you guys, where one mystery ends, literally another one starts, and it goes around karmically, okay? But speaking of karma, by karma, you guys, I really mean that I'm going to show you exactly why I gave you a clue a long time ago as to something that will relay itself right now. And that are these key names and why they're important within this mystery and the pattern that they lead, whether you segregate or rearrange them. But the point is, you guys, is that we're going to segregate and rearrange some things right here, right now. I'm going to show you exactly how to do this so that you understand it's not based on anything other than relaying a puzzle. Now, what we're going to be looking at today, you guys, is the Pascal Printworks building in Saint Denis within Red Dead Redemption 2. And also, we're going to be segregating a clue out of the key names, but a few here. One of the first names is Solomon. Now, we're going to first understand him as a clue within Solomon Richards, it being tied within Grand Theft Auto. But not necessarily that, we're going to understand David and exactly why within Mount Zona we have a Star of David, and we're going to segregate it for more relevance. Now, when looking into certain elements of mathematics, we can understand the Star of David theorem, okay, which is comprised of two equal set triangles, or in this case, Pascal's triangles. Now, a Pascal's triangle is where in which each number is the sum of the two numbers directly above it, creating
A pattern.
which is very interesting. But what's even more interesting is that the Star of David is also known as the Seal
Of Solomon.
okay? But that's neither here nor there, you guys. David Scott, okay, the creator of this entire game series, he has a huge infatuation with parities and understanding certain parities and why they're important. No different than understanding his love for Mickey Mouse, or even his greater love for just Disney characters in general. And
Why karma is a chameleon.